All right, hey everybody, Mark Burgess here, Big East Bass Fishing. Finally had more than 2 seconds to sit down and put together a little video that I've been wanting to do for you, recapping the B.A.S.S. Nation Northeast Regional on the Potomac River. So what I want to try to do is bring you what my game plan was, what my thought process was, where I fished, how I fished, the baits that I caught them on in the tournament, and how things all unfolded. All right, so without making this too long-winded, my practice was good. I just focused on a couple areas, and basically my mindset going to this tournament was my main goal was to qualify for the Nationals for the state of Mass. Normally it's win the tournament. I mean, every tournament that I enter, I feel I can win, and but you have to have some sense of reality where you just basically you play the hand you're dealt. Okay, so if during practice I landed on an area or a pattern that I thought I could win the tournament on, then yeah, for sure I would roll with it. Okay, but not being there for, I don't know, 17 years, something like that was the last time I was there. A lot of things had changed, and so my mindset really, my goal was to just, like I said, just qualify for the Nationals for the state of Mass. So I picked an area that is well-known, community hole or area. Belmont Bay is a giant bay that's got some great grass in it, and a lot of good bags are caught there. And essentially it's milfoil, and it's not really affected by the tide that much. And we'll talk about that here maybe in another video on tidal fishing. Basically, I'm just looking at up and down about 1.5 feet or so. Okay, so we had full moon tide, so it was basically 1.7 foot tide influx, a little bit more than usual. So Belmont Bay, like I said, huge bay, full of grass. And in practice the first day, I had several schools of fish in that grass located. So then, second day of practice, I expanded out a little bit more, tried some different stuff, looked at a few different areas, didn't work out. I was able to get on another stretch up inside Mattawoman that was extremely dependent on the right water level, the right tide. So that's what I went into the tournament with. And during practice, I mean, obviously you got a lot of different things you're trying to do. I had 4 different crankbaits tied on. I had like a -1, a square bill, a medium diver, and a little bit deeper diver. Crankbait, spinnerbait, buzzbait, swim bait, chatterbait, swim jig, Zara spook. I'm just trying to think. Jig, obviously, several different jigs. Several different creature baits, several different weights on the creature bait just for different thicknesses of the grass and so forth, different watercolor, that kind of thing. So narrowed that all down, obviously, for the tournament. And so first day of the tournament, I ran to Belmont Bay. Again, my goal was to catch, and during practice, I mean, I felt I could do 12.5 to 15 pounds, which I would be fine with. So first day, run up into Belmont Bay, and there's less pressure, than there was, which I was happy to see. And I had several schools of fish located. Now, when you find fish in grass like that time of year, they're pretty reliable. You go to that waypoint and you may fish around maybe 50 yards or so, and you'll relocate them. Most of the time they're right on the waypoint. So that didn't happen. I had a lot of bites up there, a lot of small fish, no keepers. My co-angler for the day was throwing a white on white with a white trailer, chatterbait, silver blade. Managed to get 3 keepers, just basically snapping that thing up out of the grass, but I was there for about 4 hours. So part of that too was I was waiting for my other area for the tide to get right. So without a keeper bite myself, and the tide being right up inside Mattawoman, I ran to Mattawoman and instantly put 3 good fish in the boat for 7 pounds, or 6.15 I think it was. So had one, I think I mentioned in another video, that was wanted the bait, pulling it out of there a little too quick for the fish's liking, I guess. And he sat and looked at it for a little bit, twitch, and he didn't eat it. So anyway, so that was day 1. I thought that that was really going to hurt me because it was only 7 pounds. But come to find out, I really wasn't that far out of things. So second day, regroup. Belmont Bay is done basically because it was the same sky. And sky conditions were that we had basically the forest fires and the smoke from Ontario, flat calm, a weird hazy sun, just wasn't feeling it. So instantly ran up inside Mattawoman and connected on a good fish right away. Was able to put 5 good fish in the boat, culled a couple times for 12.5 pounds. That moved me right up into second place behind Mike, I think 1 pound and a few ounces, something like that. So qualified for day 3, I was happy about that. So third day, ran back to that area. The tide I know wouldn't be right for a long time, but my plan was to hopefully put a few fish in the boat, fishing where I thought those fish were. And it took me a while to get that first bite, but the tide was getting right. And again, my first pass, I could see the area that I was fishing, and there was no water on it. It was like 3 feet away. The water was 3 feet away from where I ended up catching all my fish. So put a decent bag in, just under 12 pounds. I think it was 11, 14, something like that, in the boat. Culled once. Culled the first fish I caught, was just a 15-incher, and it was what it was. So obviously that first day would just those 3 fish obviously hurt me, but that's decisions. You make those decisions, you roll with it, you just do the best you can. So I felt good about the decisions I made after that, to do as well as I did. So the 2 baits I primarily caught them on were my buzzbait. I actually make this buzzbait. This Gold Blade, 1/2 ounce model, trailer hook, no actual trailer, just a trailer hook. It's just a white translucent skirt, little bit different, scaly pattern on the top, just to imitate like a fish, the back of a fish. And fishing that on 20-pound test mono, 7-foot medium rod, 7-1-to-1 gear ratio, and my little creature bait, green pumpkin, 5/16 ounce weight, bobber stopper, 20-pound test, Cigar fluorocarbon, and B.A.S.S, 4/0 VMC flipping hook. Where I was fishing a lot, the water was off color, so I had the tails I had dyed blue, so green pumpkin blue, but I noticed in the live well there were sizable crawfish that were green pumpkin orange. So I went to my standard green pumpkin orange on this creature bait, and that did most of the damage. Put all the weigh fish that I weighed in the boat. The rod for the flipping is a 7'6" medium heavy flipping stick. So there you have it. That's my practice, the tournament, the baits I used. do what I did. So I hope that helps you out. Now stay tuned. I am going to do a follow-up video to this on tidal water fishing. I've done a fair amount of it. I live 15 minutes from a tidal fishery. That's a really good fishery. It's got a lot of good bass in it, and I go there quite a bit. So I will try to bring you some of that knowledge, so hopefully you can apply it to your fishing when you are fishing a tidal fishery. All right, Mark Burgess, B.A.S.S. Bass Fishing. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the water.